Well, Pope Francis has done it again. He has stepped into some controversial waters, and the progressives are fuming. In essence, Pope Francis said that seminarians should reject gay applicants, and he used an Italian slur that translates as faggotness. On May 20th, in a closed-door meeting, Pope Francis spoke to more than 200 bishops from the Italian Bishops' Conference for 90 minutes. He was asked by a bishop what would he do if he had an openly declared homosexual apply for seminary. The Pope emphasized that he would firmly reject the request. This is because, quote, "It is necessary to put down markers and prevent the risk that the gay person who chooses the priesthood could later end up living a double life, continuing to practice homosexuality, while at the same time suffering from this dissimulation." The Pope added there is too much frociagine in seminaries. The Italian word translates as faggotry or faggot. It's unclear whether Pope Francis knew this was a derogatory word, or if he was aware of this but just felt comfortable enough using the term because this was a closed setting. Pope Francis has often emphasized the dignity of every person and called for respect for people with homosexual inclinations, like everyone else. So he likely wasn't aware this term is a derogatory term. But that's speculation on my part. Pope Francis's position on rejecting homosexual applicants to seminary comes from a 2005 document entitled Instruction Concerning the Criteria for the Discernment of Vocations in Regard to Persons with Homosexual Tendencies in View of Their Admission to Seminary and to Holy Orders. Somebody at the Vatican needs to learn brevity when it comes to titling documents, am I right? Well, the document expressly says, "In the light of such teaching, this dicastery, in accord with the Congregation for Divine Worship and the Discipline of the Sacraments, believes it is necessary to state clearly that the Church, while profoundly respecting the persons in question, cannot admit to seminary or to holy orders those who practice homosexuality, present deep-seated homosexual tendencies, or support the so-called gay culture." Paging Father James Martin. Pope Francis has confirmed this document in 2016 and reiterated its advice in his meeting with the Italian Bishops' Conference. It'll be interesting to see how those who believe Pope Francis supports Father James Martin's agenda react to this bit of news. Perhaps they will just say he's a Peronist and says one thing to one group and another to a different group. Or this might trigger just enough cognitive dissonance for them to begin the process of re-evaluating their assumptions. But one thing is for sure, Father James Martin and associates can't be happy about this. Though so far it doesn't appear that he has reacted to the Pope's words. Perhaps he will write to the Pope and get another handwritten letter from His Holiness reiterating his position that homosexuality is a sin, end quote. No matter how this shakes down, you can be assured that neither radical progressives nor radical traditionalists will be happy with this one. The former will see it as too conservative or traditional, and the latter will see it as a liberal plot to infiltrate the Church by making people think he is orthodox in matters of faith and morals. That's right. We're going to undermine the Church with liberalism by promoting traditional values. Mwahahaha. And speaking of the Orthodox, I wonder how the Eastern Orthodox apologists online will spin this one. Surely there's something here for them to spin in favor of becoming Eastern Orthodox. Perhaps they'll continue to sell us the lie that they don't have any gay priests. But what I really want to see is how the average secularist will respond to this. After all, they have recently been told in the media that Pope Francis blesses gay marriage. In short, Pope Francis continues to induce cognitive dissonance in those who have bought into the narrative that Francis is a raging liberal sent to infiltrate the Church with the agenda of the Antichrist, and those that think that he is a raging liberal here to give them everything their progressive hearts desire. This is what I call execution double nine style from Pope Francis, destroying the narrative on both sides. Gratita. So, another Pope-splainer vindication. I look forward to the reactions. Let the games begin. Hey friends, do you want others to discover why the Catholic Church is the church that Jesus established? And do you want to help people make sense of all the confusion in the Catholic Church today? Help contribute to this mission by supporting Reason and Theology at patreon.com/Reason and Theology. By doing so, you'll also get access to exclusive content for patrons only. Also, if you want to deepen your faith, there are free ebooks and even courses that you can sign up for by visiting reason.podia.com.